We're always told that selfishness is one of the worst characters anyone could possess. Yet some of the reasons we don't have the life we should have is because we're suffering from an opposite problem, an excessive selflessness and over-hasty deference to the wishes of everyone but ourselves. The solution is to practice good selfishness as advised by Stoicism. By practicing good selfishness, we are able to show kindness in a sustained way that doesn't put our well-being at risk. So in this video, I will explain the term good selfishness and how to practice it. And for those who stay till the end, there is a guide that will make people prioritize you at all costs. If you are someone who often gets taken for granted despite your kindness, then this guide is for you. But before we begin, may I ask that you click on the like button. That is very important for the growth of this channel so that we can spread this message as much as possible. Now, without further ado, let us begin. Good selfishness is the good, desirable kind of selfishness that involves having the courage and self-awareness to give priority to ourselves at particular points. The confidence to be forthright about our needs, not in order to harm or reject other people, but in order to serve them in a deeper, more sustained and committed way over the long term. For example, in order to be a good parent, we may need to have an hour to ourselves every day. We may need a long time in a hot shower to mull over events, or to do something that may seem a bit indulgent, like spending extra time in a painting class or taking a music lesson. This sort of indulgence may seem selfish, because as parents, our priority should only be to focus on spending time with our children, right? And for that reason, we may sense how contrary to expectations these desires are and opt to stay quiet about our requirements and just get on with the job of being a good parent. As a result, we grow increasingly ragged, angry, and bitter with those who rely on us all because we fail to practice good selfishness. In this context, selfishness is not about irresponsible behavior, but rather making choices that prioritize personal well-being, even if they diverge from societal expectations. This form of selfishness empowers you to say no when overwhelmed, pursue personal aspirations regardless of societal norms, and prioritize self-care. Now let's take a moment to ruminate on the bad side of selfishness. Bad selfishness is the trait that leads people to frequently act in their own interests without any regard for how their actions could impact others. Selfish people often act in a way that benefits them, even if others are disadvantaged. In the next chapter, I will teach you how to practice good selfishness so that you can show kindness without feeling guilty for putting your needs first. 1. Create a sleep schedule. It is very important to get enough sleep so that our body can function properly. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep at night, rather than staying up to accommodate something someone else needs or wants. This is especially necessary. If you're a parent, caregiver, or find it difficult to sleep at night, consider allowing yourself to rest during moments of downtime. Allotting time for rest and relaxation can relieve the impact of your body's fight, flight, or freeze response, therefore improving your mental health. 2. Set aside time for yourself. Carving out a dedicated 30 minutes each day for exercise or relaxation aligns seamlessly with Stoic principles that emphasize the cultivation of a balanced and resilient mind and body. Seneca stressed the importance of leisure and moderation, asserting that the greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. In embracing daily activities like deep breathing, meditation, or yoga, one adheres to the Stoic wisdom of living in the present moment. Allocating time for intentional activities like low-impact exercise becomes a deliberate choice to enhance physical well-being, echoing Stoic principles of self-discipline and self-care. 3. Turn inward. In moments of fatigue, frustration, or diminished patience, it becomes essential to turn inward and prioritize self-care. Stoicism, with its emphasis on self-awareness, aligns with this approach. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, advocates for introspection, stating, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if thou wilt ever dig." Taking cues from this Stoic wisdom, recognize the value of self-nurturing activities. Whether it's ensuring adequate sleep, taking a rejuvenating walk, or allowing yourself to leave work early. This isn't selfishness, it's a stoic acknowledgement that tending to your well-being is foundational to maintaining inner resilience and ultimately contributing positively to the external world. 4. Self-inquiry. Shifting the perspective on self-care from selfish to necessary is crucial in understanding its significance for mental health. Stoicism, a philosophy that promotes rationality and self-awareness, aligns with this concept. Epictetus teaches that understanding our inner state is fundamental, stating, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." Applying this Stoic principle involves checking in with yourself for your own psychological well-being, asking yourself questions like, "How am I feeling right now?" and "What is it that I need?" This reflects a Stoic introspection akin to Marcus Aurelius's reflections in the Meditations. By cultivating this self-awareness, you not only fulfill your needs but also enhance your capacity to contribute meaningfully to others. In the Stoic framework, the journey inward is not selfish. It's a prerequisite for becoming a more resilient and compassionate individual. This shift in perception allows for a harmonious balance between self-care and altruism, acknowledging that addressing personal needs is the foundation for authentic and impactful support to others. In the next chapter, we will discuss a guide that will make people prioritize you at all cost, but before that, a brief pause to remind you to check your subscription to this channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so now, as that is very important for the growth of this channel and so that we can continue to spread this message as much as possible. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you felt underappreciated or undervalued, as if your efforts and contributions go unnoticed? Let's explore 2 strategies inspired by philosophical wisdom and Stoicism to ensure that people value you. 1. Show confidence. Confidence is a quiet assurance in one's abilities and worth. It is essential in how we are perceived and valued by others. It's not about being the loudest in the room or boasting about our accomplishments. Rather, it's an inner strength that comes from knowing who we are and what we stand for as a person. But how can we cultivate this confidence, especially if we struggle with self-doubt? A simple yet effective practice is to start by affirming your own strengths. Each day, take a moment to reflect on what you did well. It could be as simple as completing a task efficiently, helping someone, or managing a difficult situation calmly. Acknowledging these small victories builds a foundation of self-belief. 2. Share your knowledge. Let's face it, to be truly valued, we must first be valuable. Think of renowned figures like Albert Einstein or Marie Curie. Their value to the world wasn't just in their achievements, but in the wealth of knowledge they possessed and shared. The beauty of knowledge lies in its simplicity and accessibility. It's not about hoarding information, but about igniting curiosity and understanding in ourselves and others. Whether it's sharing a book you've read, a skill you've mastered, or an insight from your experiences, each act of sharing knowledge enriches those around you. By continuously learning and generously sharing, you become a beacon of inspiration and a valued resource in your community. This practice not only enhances your own understanding, but also solidifies your worth in the eyes of others. As we've arrived at the end of this video, leave a comment down below if you agree with this Stoic point of view of good selfishness. That will help me understand your point of view on matters like this. Thank you for watching thus far. I will see you in the next video.